New York, which was the first one to start, so we started one in Los Angeles.
She got 25 like a chick. Please don't be scared. Come ask me a question. Thank you.
Really? See, you tell them on yourself.
That's not good.
Don't know.
The VP of Operations here, Les. He's a major part of the 100 Black Men Philadelphia chapter with Joel. And brother, I just like what y'all doing. I'm really excited about that. What inspires you to do it though?
What inspires me is just to be a hub, just to help out these youth here, help them along, show them some guidance, and show them that it's not impossible. Look towards brighter things. Have a plan.
Right.
A lot of these young brothers don't have a plan today.
That is true.
Going through the struggles and stuff, what they got to do with daily life. But just let them know, share my story with them, to show them a brighter future and stuff like that. And that's what it's all about. Just be somebody there they can trust, they see on a regular.
Right, absolutely.
That's how they gather their trust in people and they start to believe.
I appreciate you just on behalf of the community and
No doubt.
other black men and minority men in the world.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you for offering your services and your
Thank you.
time. Thank you. Brother.
Appreciate it. For those who don't know, my name is Joel Wilson, Brother Joel Wilson, and I currently am the president and board chair for the 100 Black Men of Philadelphia. This is my second year in this role, and I'm going on my 5th year as a member, and it's just an incredible organization. To all my brothers out there, I love you, and I say that with sincerity. I know all of you. We have already done some great work together, and I'm just encouraged by the work that we're going to do moving forward. I just want to share with you a few moments of my reflections of where we are as a chapter. I may move around some. I'm recovering from both back and thigh problems. My man Aquil probably knows what I'm talking about with his studies in kinesiology, so I just may need to move a little bit. So in my background, I actually have a computer science degree. But in addition to computer science, I had as many credits in African studies as computer science. So in my words today, I'm going to lean on African studies. So we as a people, those who study African studies, we often talk about nation building. Getting back, we saw the movie Black Panther, Wakanda. Well, how do we get back to that? Because that was just a movie, but we as African people, we built the first civilization. So how do we get back to that? So now in the context of America, before we can get to nation building, we got to do community building. And nowadays, before we can get to community building, we got to deal with gun violence. So that's sort of where we are right now. So in the 100, we have over 12 separate mentoring programs. Last year, we serviced over 350 youth. Our goal for this year is over 500. And we have 2 phenomenal grants we've gone after. If we get either one of them, the projected numbers, we're going to touch 1,500 kids in Philadelphia. So we are trying to do real work. That's why we need these brothers coming into the chapter. So I want to talk to you about 3 situations that impacted our chapter. This is not theory. This is not like what someone heard. This is real. So Brother David Cheney Sr., he leads our Manhood 101 program at Vaughn Big Picture High School, and we roll that into having, we do 2 financial programs there, so we do a lot of stuff at Vaughn Big Picture High School. The tragedy is last year, between January and June, 4 young men were shot, and 3 of them were killed. So these are people that Brother Cheney and Darrell Johnson, Dr. Darrell Johnson, because he was assistant principal at the time, they knew those kids. They saw them on a daily basis. And then one day those kids aren't there. And so now you have the trauma of the other students in the school, the other students in the program, and the trauma of Darrell Johnson and David Cheney, what they're going through on a daily basis. This impacts you. If it's a young person that you are dealing with and they are no longer here, that is a rough thing to deal with. Let me fast forward to the summertime. So we're about to launch a brand new program. It's called the 100 Success Academy. We are literally paying high school kids to come learn our program. Got everything lined up. Met a dynamic young brother. I want to say thanks to Brother Max introducing us to Brother Aquil. So, you know, it's like boom, Aquil just graduated from Temple. He's going to lead our program. 1 week before the program starts, I'm talking to the man. He's in tears. His brother was just killed. This is real. So we had to pivot, hire another young man, great young man with the Morehouse. But we still had to try to do what we could to support Brother Aquil. It's not over. I get a call in the office. It was an aunt. Her nephew's father was recently murdered. And she was panicking because the mom was traumatized. The son, he was like a zombie. So I said, look, we have a Saturday program coming up, and I think this is the one that Brother Les led. It was physical fitness. So I told them, just come on out, don't worry about it, come out. They came out, and they all just was like standing there. Brother Fred did a wonderful job talking to the mom, making her feel comfortable. We got the young man to come out, opened up. He's doing the physical exercise and all that. So at the end of the day, when we had to talk, like, you know, what did you learn? How do you feel? And this young man, he said, it's the first time I've been able to feel like a kid in rock.
I had started one in New Jersey, and then when I came to California in 1980, we felt we ought to have an organization similar to the one in New York, which was the first one to start. So we started one in Los Angeles. And then I got together with men from 6 chapters, and we met in Washington, D.C. and said, we ought to have a national. And that's how it started.
What I'm most proud of is the commitment that was in the eyes and the dedication that was in the heart of the men who began this organization in 1963, who began the 100 Black Men of America to bring our collective organizations together 25 years ago, exist today. And we recognize there's a lot of work to be done, and we're prepared and we're motivated to get it done.
It's really about showing each individual person how they can have an impact.
Dr. Hayden is our leader. He has built this organization with a coalition of willing men, starting in New York, continuing to New Jersey, and into Los Angeles. It's an absolute honor to have him be one of our members of 100 Black Men of Los Angeles.
Well, at the time, it was to gather again many men who had the same philosophy and the same feelings about improving conditions in the community. And so I think the men more or less bonded together. And the men came in, it seems like it was a bonding right away, that they felt they had something to do to give back. Because most of these men were successful. Although we didn't eliminate, or we weren't a group that was an elitist group, we brought in men from the business world, teachers, education, entrepreneurs, lawyers, doctors, and we even had a sky cap. So we had a broad range of individuals who wanted to give back and to help. And it seems like it just caught on like a bonfire. It got bigger and bigger, and each year we grew and grew, and the membership grew. And then men would ask other men, how can I join? I'd like to join and be a part of this 100 Black Men.
I guess we listen for the sound. I don't know. You know what 100 Black Men? Where that's right there? Thank you. This is some of what the mission statement is. So we're going to be a little tiny while as we come in the organization to see exactly what it is that
been working on this violence prevention campaign. And so on the board is one submission that a young man did. Really nice one, so we're working those through. Brother Schofield, keep yours up, because I got to figure out how I'm going to get that off your machine. Does that have a standard USB on that machine? All right, cool. Everybody else, if you have not uploaded it into eBite, you need to at least have access to it so we can figure out how I can get it.
Hit 5 for me, please. 5. All right. All right, I think we got everybody, right? Are we missing the one guy that went to the bathroom?
Yes.
1 second.
Gentlemen, that Brother Joel and the organization, specifically the Philadelphia chapter, is involved with. We're back at it again. Sometimes things recycle itself. So it starts from the youth at demographics that may be 5 to 9 years old. And then from 9 years old, you start getting into the older ones, 13 to 17 to 18 years old. And that's critical.
Oh, you look like you want to play me.
Oh, he missed. Play defense. Watch out. Hold up the ball. Hold up, hold up. That don't count. Oh, you next.
Why not?
Might gotta teach him.
Yeah, here's how you play check ball, man. I get the ball, you pass it to me, you pass it back, that's check ball. That means if I miss the shot, that's a missed shot. You get a ball, you get check ball now.
Not so much. You see how the coach stepped in and taught him something very basic. It's not so much the knowledge, it's the information. We have to give the youth the information so they can process it. And he used a simple format that we was all born and raised with going with just check ball. 12, you're a senior. What college you think about going to?
Howard.
Howard, good choice. Yeah. Good choice. Great choice. Good choice. So what do you think about going for? What major?
Pediatric
Dentistry. Okay, good. That's a good field. That's a very good field. Well, I wish you much success. You know that you got to work hard for whatever it is that you believe that you can do, and you can do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, man. Oh, here we go.
Because young people, well, people come into this chapter, but when they come into the chapter, it's a result of all of the hard work that families have put into it. So I want to thank you, because a tree is only as good as its roots, and the roots are in the room right now. So I want to thank all of the roots in the house for being here today. Okay, I'm talking about the Dixon sisters. I'm talking about the Dixon sisters. I'm talking about the Williams clan. I'm talking about the Williams clan over here. And I'm talking about Jennifer LaShore, who's deeply in love with her husband. Deeply, because every time, you know, the eyes are the window to the soul. And when you talk to people, you can really see. So when I talk to Jennifer, oh yeah, oh yeah. You done good, Les. You done good, okay? So I want to move along. And I want to talk a little bit about why we're here. It's not a mystery of what's happening in the community right now. I don't want to quote you statistics because you know that they're terrible. Young people are shooting each other. And if you read the Willie Lynch letters, it's a direct reflection of what those letters said we would do to each other. If you're not familiar with the Willie Lynch letters, it's phenomenal reading for you. The other piece is that when brothers, I keep calling them young people. Look, when you're 75 years old, you can call them young people. So when my young boys come into the chapter, there's a couple things that I've noticed about them, as well as everybody else that comes in. And one of the things is this word called commitment. Commitment. And too many times we don't make a commitment, a real, show enough, down and out commitment. We take it too lightly. So what I did, I went to the dictionary and looked up the word commitment. This is what I found out. The state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or an activity. When I talk about Leslie Shore, when I talk about Byron Bryce, I talk about commitment. These brothers have demonstrated their commitment through their behavior, not just words. The real meaning of commitment, listen to this part, is an agreement or pledge to do something in the future. All of these brothers, Darrell Johnson, all of them, have decided that they're going to do something in the future to change this disease that pervades our community. And so before we move on, Keith and the rest of them, I want to personally say, thank you, Julius. Thank you, Darrell. Thank you, Les. Where's the rest of my peeps at? There he is, Bill Dixon, my favorite. Okay, Bill Dixon, and the rest of you, I want to say thank you very much for coming into 100 Black Men. Okay, if there's anything that you need to make your life better, please contact Keith Warren. I'm not gonna stay up here too long. I just want to make sure that all of us are aware of the problem that faces our community and the steps that these brothers have made to come into our chapter today. I'm very proud of you. If you need anything, just come by my house. I live at 33rd Lehigh, in the heart of North Philadelphia, the Mecca of the Western world. Okay, just come on over. I got red Kool-Aid. So thank you very much for coming.
This episode is brought to you by 100 Black Men, Philadelphia chapter. So I want to, for myself, and I brought on board a friend of mine's, Brother John Dye Harrell, who is a mentor in my eyes to the community from empirical knowledge, experience for the last 10, 15 years. So I want to salute. This chapter is brought to you by 100 Black Men, Glockaware Radio, Worldwide Uncut Podcast, Philly Uncut Division Films. Brother Joel, first, John Dye.
So first of all, I'd like to thank EA for having me on the program. And I'm glad to be here with 100 Black Men. They're a very dynamic organization that I've been aware of for some time. I've attended a few of their events, and I'm very pleased to be asked to partner with them in activities. My name is John Dye Harrell, and I'm the Executive Director of the Tcrc Community Healing Center. And we deal with trying to heal our community because that is such a need, not just for our young people, but for folks coming out of prison, for folks in the community, for our single mothers, for families who are impacted by the violence that's running rampant through Philadelphia. We do mentoring, we do food scarcity, we do employment, we do whatever the community needs.
Absolutely, and I co-sign that. Absolutely. Brother Joe.
Yeah. So first, Eric, man, I just want to say it's been great meeting you. So I appreciate
likewise.
I appreciate your energy and welcoming us into your family. So I'm Brother Joel Wilson. I'm the current president and board chair for 100 Black Men of Philadelphia. Thank you. For those who don't know, 100 Black Men is actually a national organization. Actually, it's an international organization. We have over 110 chapters. We have chapters in Turks and Caicos, London, and also in Ghana. We have over 10,000 men as brothers through the world. And here in Philly, in our chapter, we have about 35 brothers currently, and we're always looking for good men if you want to come in and help us with the youth with development. So at our core, we are a mentoring program. We started in 1963 in New York City, and it was a response to a police issue. You know, we're very familiar with that in the black community. And so a group of black men rose up and protested at a police station. And one of the things they realized afterwards was that they needed to organize. They needed to create programs and activities for the young people so that they could get some success here in this country.
Right.
And so two of our famous founders is Jackie Robinson, you know, baseball player, and also man, the name just escaped me that quick.
That's okay.
Dave Dinkins, first black mayor of New York City.
Oh,
those two are famous founders. And the men that was in the chapter, they were founded it. They were, you know, doctors and business people and teachers and educators. So as they progressed in their career and they moved around the country, they started new chapters wherever they moved. And so that's sort of how it started progressing with different chapters in different cities. And so nowadays here in Philly, we run over 12 mentoring programs. Our flagship program is called Saturday Leadership Academy. We meet the first and third Saturdays at, we got a great relationship at Vaux Big Picture High School. So we're in there.
North Philadelphia.
North Philly, heart of North, 19121. So, you know, we're servicing those families that may live in some of the PHA homes that are around there. We're servicing all the local schools around there. And it's totally free. You can come from public school, charter school, doesn't matter. We're pouring into your young folks, and we're giving you breakfast, giving them lunch. Every Saturday they're doing physical fitness workouts. We got brothers.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, we got brothers that were played sports and football. Football, high school, basketball. Folks who are in the military. Army, Navy. We got police officers. Matter of fact, one of our brothers is the captain of the state police firing range in Delaware. So everyone that gets training, he's overseeing that. So we got some thorough brothers, man. They pouring back into the community, and we get paid not 1 cent, and we don't want it. Not only do we not get paid, to be a brother, you got to pay dues. So we are paying for the privilege
to give back,
to mentor young kids here in the city of Philadelphia.
Yes. Salute 100 black men, where especially everything that move and shake that we love, that we say that we care about, live. So we starting at Vaux.
Can I throw in one more thing? So we got a new.
I'm gonna let you end it. Go ahead.
Okay, we got a new grant. We're actually bringing professional trades to high school young men. So right now we're signing up. If you junior and senior, and this grant is sponsored through Home Depot. So we're the base of the trade.
Home Depot.
Base of the trade is carpentry, and you'll get a national certification. We have some other trades that are in there like plumbing and electrical and whatnot. But we're starting. The classes are going to start in November. We just hired up two young men, two men rather, who are going to be the instructors in that program. So it's just a phenomenal program, and it's free. It's totally free. We're running one cohort within Vaux, so they got students that are there. They're going to be in the classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But then for the general public, if you're in high school, 11th and 12th grade, you'll come on Saturdays and get that same type of training. So this is a brand new thing we're doing. There's only 3 chapters in the country. And this is unique because once you get this certification, right, you have 3 pathways out of high school. We have a relationship with Williamson's College for Trade. That's a 3-year university. You pay nothing. Now it's only for boys, only for young men, 18 to 20-year-old. Go in there, you got a place to live. So if home is someplace you're trying to get away from, go up to Williamson, spend 3 years, no debt, 5 job offers, average 5 job offers to every student, and then within 5 years of graduation, you're making 6 figures. Now that ain't a promise,
right? That is
right. That's a
salute that.
Second thing you can do coming out of our program, you may say, hey, you know what? I do want to go and apply for one of the major unions. I want an electrical union in Philly, carpentry union, whatever. Well, guess what? We're giving you that math background that so many of our young men don't have. They can't pass the algebra. They can't pass the geometry. We're giving you that structure of how to fill out those forms and take those tests. We are giving you breakfast and a bus ride to that exam, so you don't have no excuses on why you can't do it. And the third pathway is when you get this certification, your property management, your hotel management, all these places, they are looking to hire you right now. Matter of fact, PICO and PGW, don't have enough people with those hard skills that will climb poles and go outside and be in the weather, and they're paying $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year. No college needed. So we are getting you ready so you can come out of high school and apply to PGW for one of them jobs. You can be a lineman.
Oh, that's a blessing.
It is a blessing.
Now, John Dye, do you want to give a comment real quick, and then we're going to give them the date again, and then we're going to close out.
Well, one thing I really wanted to say in response to what you were saying, word and language and thought is so important. When kids call shooting each other an op, that's totally dehumanizing the situation. You're looking at murdering or injuring your brother as an op.
Right.
And that's not how we want to think.
Mm-hmm.
So the importance of mentorship is changing the mindset,
Absolutely.
giving kids an alternative.
Absolutely.
Saying, this is what we've done. And if you look at 100 black men, they're college graduates, teachers, entrepreneurs, bankers, investors, doctors, engineers.
Tell them again, John.
They are what our young people can aspire to be if they see that opportunity. The opportunity is here. So for the single mothers, for the grandmothers, for the parents who are raising kids who are overwhelmed and they say, I can't manage my young man, my son or my daughter.
Right.
Here's the opportunity. 100 black men are saying, we are here for the community and we're going to recruit outside brothers because it's so important for not just the core 100 black men,
right,
but for men all over the city to say,
all over,
this is where we need to be.
And I was just going to say, just to add a comment on what John Dye is saying, if you want to find a chapter, go to their website and put in your zip code. And it'll punch you right in with a chapter within your area. We just mainly concentrate on Philadelphia.
Because we're here.
Right. And I'm going to just say before we close out, it's not that all lives don't matter. All lives do matter. We're just working on black right now. So salute to every organization, every gender of people, every background of people, no matter what you classify yourself as. We love you. I'm all for humanity.
Right.
But for right now, we're working on our individuals.
Our youth.
Our youth.
That's what's important.
We're watching
community.
our youth die. Right. So with all the respect to all the parents all over the world that lost a loved one, I never lost a loved one, but I lost a mother and I lost a father, so I know how that is. So, for those that have any parents that have lost a child, I send my most strongest statement that I have ever thought of saying, because I can never relate to that. I haven't lost, I still have my children. I know that whenever it comes to diversity, you have to find the strength to be strong. And that's how you be strong. How do you be strong? You got to find what strong is and be strong. Even if it's that one day you say, oh, I'm strong. If you say it in your mind, that positive manifestation will appear.
That strength.
Same thing we got to do to our children. 100 black men. We signing off. And Saturdays, make sure y'all get the information. What is the information one more time? What's the website?
Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, 100 Black Men, Philadelphia. Boom, you just do a search, we're going to pop right up. Website, www.100blackmenphilly.org. Give us office a call, 236-238-2900, extension 3. And I just want to say this, the most important thing we actually do with all the youth in our program is we love them. This is not like, the Y or something else. You just sign up, you're paying a fee. We look at these kids like they are our sons.
I know, I experienced it.
Because they are.
Right.
They're going to see this documentary. They're going to see this documentary. They're going to see.
Right.
Outside of this interview, they're going to see a little teeny version of how the day when I popped up on you, I was thrilled. That's why I called John Dye immediately. So that's why, if I'm diving in it, I need a couple other good brothers to come on and dive in it with me, and let's put our nieces, let's put our nephews, our little cousins, all the demographics of the men. They ain't got to be from North Philly.
Right.
No, they ain't got to be from North Philly.
Right.
That's just the facility that we using.
Yep.
So appreciate y'all for coming on, and one more time, give y'all Instagram names and y'all email addresses and y'all contact information, and we signing off.
Tcrc Philly.
And it's just like that, like Wallow say. And also, I want to say this. Wallow got a book out too. Just like the books that he referenced. That's a brother that did all those years in jail, was considered, as we quote unquote say, was a menace to society, to his own environment, came home, did the right thing, did positive things, and that's a brother that actually you could say that children mimic that. But don't go to jail for 24, 25, 26 years. So get that book too.
Learn from our lives.
Right. Get the book. Get Wallow 267, The Life of Wallow 267, and read that book too. But also read Message to the Black Man.
Oh, yeah.
Also read the
Miseducation of the Negro.
Right. What else? Give me a book, John Dye, real quick. It's the last. It's a couple, because some good books.
World's Great Men of Color, J.A. Rogers.
Autobiography of Malcolm X. What was that?
That's the one that they said they actually use, isn't it?
That's the first one that you read.
That's it. All right, and we signing off. Love, peace, and weed grease. I love y'all in the name of everything that we exist. And thank y'all for tuning in. Glockaway Ready sponsored this. And thank y'all. Peace.
Peace.